And we're back with some more oxygen not included on the 141 dupe challenge, which is, of course, not a very... It's just doesn't quite roll off the tongue as the 100 dupe challenge, does it? At the moment, though, I have realised we ran out of bedrooms. We have 8 bedrooms going on. We have 1, 2, 3... Oh, sorry, 10 bedrooms going on. We have 9 over there, 1 over here, giving us 10. Each one of them holds 8 duplicates. That's 80 dupes, and we have exactly 80 dupes, which means we're going to stick in another 8 bedrooms over here, or 8 beds over here, just to tide us over. Over here in the dining areas, we've got plenty of free dining areas as well. However, today was all about going up into space. And there was a really great comment. It said, why don't I just make a micro mega base? And I can't find the comment because I've searched for micro and mega. I don't know. There's so many comments going on at the moment. Even the searches are so slow. I think what we're going to do is we're going to stick in a little micro mega base right here. It'll hold about 48 duplicates. They'll come out in atmo suits and we can use them to do all our space management. Actually, let me see. Where would be a really good spot to put it? You know, if we're going to put together a micro mega base, then we're going to need some plastic. Well, plastic would definitely help. And since we currently have a little bit of excess petroleum flowing in, I say we go hook it up to our plastic presses. We'll throw down a quick pipe through here, all the way over to our old plastic processing plant. You'd forgotten about this, hadn't you? Because I definitely had forgotten we'd made one of these. Also, we'll throw in a few... How do we not have any wheezeworts? Oh yes, farm tiles. I'd forgotten. You don't no longer use planter pots for those. We'll have this up and running in no time. We'll dump a bunch of chill in here with some wheezeworts just to make sure the place doesn't overheat. And then we're going to churn out an awful lot of plastic. Oh, and down here, our new petroleum storage tank is just about ready to start filling. We're going to have to demolish all those liquid tanks at some point in the near future, but for the time being, we're just going to let all of our duplicants clean this area out. Oh, and how are we looking on our next duplicant? Next duplicant will be along in 0.3 cycles. Oof. Okay, let's get this sorted. Once they get fertilized, that should hopefully start cooling that area down. Now, how are we looking on the piping? Piping is... Yeah, that's going to take a little time, but once the piping is finished, we'll have our plastic production up and running. But it's time for another duplicant, because we just... We're always going to have more duplicants coming, aren't we? There's no end in sight. For duplicant 81, you know, that dupe has a lot of things going on for them. The trypophobia is fine. We can live with that. They've got... So please welcome Annoy, our 81st duplicant / patron. Oh man, this is getting up there. Well, our next step is going to be to start this new little micro mega base to hold about 48 dupes. This will be sort of its own little self-contained base, and eventually it will even produce its own food once we get into space and start getting our hands on all the shovels. How are the shovels doing up there? Ooh, none of you get hit by meters. If you could do me a favor. Oh, some of them have already been injured. That's annoying. Don't get killed. Don't get killed until I can get up there and tame you. That would be really bad if you did that. Our plastic production is looking nice and chill. Though who's getting scolded? Seriously, guys? We're just talking about chill and you're just trying to embarrass me. Ah, yes, this same hot polluted oxygen vent is still causing us issues. But never mind. We are going to put ourselves together a nice little micro mega base over here. It'll be nice, compact, and it will hold 48 dupes. Now, let's get started. This is what it's going to look like. It's, you know, a micro mega base. It's still pretty mega, but it's also pretty micro. We can fit a lot of duplicates into this. With 48 in this, we could probably stick together 3 of these and cover most of our problems. It's been recommended a few times in the comments, so I'm thinking, yeah, it could work. We'll strap on an oxygen production facility at the back with its own built-in cooling. So we'll use the oxygen then that comes out of that to cool down the base to make sure it never overheats. And we should have a perfectly stable system. Actually, how much space have we got back here? Yeah, we've got enough. The rocket chimney, I've been doing some scouting in the background, and I think the rocket chimney is going to go down the backside here. Which should be possible to squeeze one in just about. Anyway, let's skip this forward a bit while we get this all built. Our construction efforts are going amazingly well, considering it's only been 3 cycles, but because it's been 3 cycles, we've got to pick up another duplicate. This is a very easy choice. I don't like narcoleptics, and I really, really don't like anemic, so that leaves us with a pacifist, which I'm perfectly happy with, who has diver's lung, which is amazing, and they're a grease monkey. Yeah, that's just got to be a mechatronics engineer. Say hello to duplicant number 82 / patron Odin Maciulek. I'm going with Odin Maciulek. Right, that's all I got. Sorry. Let me do a little bit more work on this. It's already starting to take shape. A little bit more infrastructure. We'll put in our toilets. We'll put in a little bit of a gym. And we'll throw in some triage cots at the back, because there's always going to be a few scoldings, I've learned. Always. Once you start putting in all the extra infrastructure, like, well, the oxygen production at the back and a few other bits and bobs, yeah, you realize this is going to take a while. Even Even with this many duplicates, I've got to keep it on slow speed, otherwise they keep derping out. Like there's Emil there, and Emil's thinking about their next job, and then after they do it, they're going to have a nice hard think about the next one. Come on, come on, there you go. However, if you do things like if you just pause the game for a bit, they actually think about it, and you see them sort of pop up and go, oh yeah, I'm ready for the next job. So it's nearly a good idea almost to keep pausing intermittently just to make sure all the jobs get done faster. But I'm not going to do that. That's just way too much effort. So let's just enjoy the construction. You gotta give it to the dupes. They are still pretty industrious, even with all of this lagging out. That is an enormous amount of dupes just running around getting things done. We will get this finished in no time at all. Well, that's the hope. But before we can quite get it finished, we're going to have to take on another duplicate because the time just keeps on flying by. We want to avoid anemic and flatulent, but yeah, it doesn't seem like that's possible. This is just a horrible choice. I'm sorry to the duplicate patron that's going to end up with this one, but it's just... anemic is just terrible, and flatulent is even... I think we have to go with the anemic. We haven't got any flatulence yet, so say hello to duplicate patron number 83, Grey Ghost. They're going to be our early bird agricultural overjoyed sparkle streaker. Oh god. Sorry, that's just the way the cookie crumbles. This thing is turning into a little bit of a monstrosity to kind of keep it all nice and brick-shaped, because you know my joy of making brick-shaped designs. We've stuck in a whole bunch of hydrogen generators here at the end with some batteries and all that. We're going to burn off all the hydrogen from this in this system, and hopefully a little bit of power will leak into powering the base. We're not going to be using this hydrogen forever. At some point we're going to have to dump it into rockets, but I'm not sure if we're going to be able to run enough rockets to use all the hydrogen, so we may end up just using this hydrogen to help with powering the base long term. That's going to be very unusual, but we've just got so many duplicates, I'm not sure we're going to be able to run that much hydrogen rockets. Oh, and how much water has ended up in here? Okay, it hasn't broken anything. Yeah, I should really take care of that. A little bit of smart brick building, and we managed to get rid of that pocket of gas that was blocking the water. A couple of things. Yes, this over here. This is going to be our food storage, similar to our home base one. Our home base one, is, where is it? This has caused a few problems for people who are trying to replicate it. It's difficult to actually get in at these. I think the duplicates have to stand here or here, one or two tiles above, to gain access to it. So for the same reason up here, I've got this ladder segment right there, see, that Pika can stand on, and can build diagonally in there. We're not going to have the duplicates able to access this one. This one is going to be only accessible by this auto sweeper right here. I'll go over this in more detail once it's up and running, assuming I can get it running. I think we can. Worst case scenario, we'll do a few modifications. We should be able to get it working. Over here, instead of using a big tank of water for our cooling sort of stabilizer, we've just got a big block of metal. All of our gas is going to get pumped through here in radiant gas pipes, and all of our cooling is going to come from that aquatuner up there pumping some cold water through it. Cold polluted water. Normally we'd be using supercoolant for a base like this, but we haven't quite gotten to space yet because we're 248 cycles in and we've got to hire a duplicate every 3 cycles. But no, it's fine. We're just going to finish this off, and we're probably going to have to put in a coal array along the bottom, and oh my god, that is the most inefficient movement of all time. I'm going to have to do something about that. That is... oh wow. You know what, this will be our coal generation area down the bottom, so let's put in a big coal power plant down the bottom here. That is much more traversable. Also, we're going to put in a nice big array of coal generators. I didn't even count those, I just kept going until I hit the end. That's going to all be hooked up by one big power spine, and that one big power spine is going to slot in here connected to these transformers, and those transformers will power the base, including this oxygen production. Now the power produced by the hydrogen generators, that will also get plugged into that main spine, though that still has to be connected up a bit, but there's something we have to do first. It is, of course, time for more duplicates. Ooh, diver's lung, but a loud sleeper. You know what, we can get by with a loud sleeper. Yeah, we're going to go with that. Please welcome to the team, Kenneth Fair. They will be our new, what am I thinking? Probably another gopher for now. We're going to have to redo people later on, but our loud sleeper, diver's lungs, like, how do you have diver's lung and be a loud sleeper? You know what, never mind, Kenneth, I'm not going to judge. We're just going to put you in with the rest, and we'll sort you out in a minute. Well, the last of the wiring goes in. I'd like to, well, Campbell, what are you doing? Having a bit of a nap? Yeah, I think narcoleptic. Never mind. I was worried for a second there that maybe we'd messed up the sleeping schedules, but no, narcolepsy. It happens. You know, we're going to make ourselves a water tank, a close by one, and it's going to be for all our hot water. we're just going to make a nice big water tank. No point skimping on these things. You know what? Let me just get the outline of this together. That's what it's going to look like. And it's going to be completely insulated because we are dumping all our hot water in there. The two cool steam vents, oh, cool is not really the word you would use to describe the water coming out of them. But all of that water we're going to dump in there, and I think we're going to start dumping some other waters in there as well, just to make sure we have enough to keep this going. We'll have to put in some overflows, a few different bits and bobs, but I want to make sure all our hot water is going straight in there because we've already built in a cooling solution to this, so there's no point leaving hot water lying around the map. Also, it should help cut down on the scaldings we've been getting. By scaldings, I mean that water actually goes all the way down here to this storage tank. And this storage tank is a little bit toasty. It's about 75C, which is Scaldy territory. And there's a couple of tropical pacu in here, and every so often they die, and they leave behind... Oh, there's actually some there. Is there? No, they leave behind some pacu fillet. At which point someone comes down here and tries to pick it up with no atmo suit and gets scalded. And sometimes they make it out before they run out of oxygen, and someone else has to do it. It's confusing. So we're going to instead dump all the hot water in here, use that to feed this base, and this base can at least provide its own cooling solution for it. Oh, and one other thing. Do you know when you've played a game for so long you miss some of the patch notes? Well, one of the ones I missed was you can now rotate these. Yep, steam turbines, now rotatable. I had completely missed that. I'm pretty sure I knew at one point, but then I somehow forgot about it. So now you can change it around so the output is on the other side. I've just literally been designing them the whole time with the output on the right-hand side as I thought that was fixed, and that was how all my designs went. Yeah, so maybe if there's some old designs you're using and they're built in a silly way where the pipes are running around in odd directions, you can maybe just rotate the steam turbine and make your life an awful lot simpler. Just saying. This is almost finished. It's pretty self-contained. I'm liking the way the design is working out. Before we can quite get this up and running, I think we're close. I think we're really close. We still have to hire another duplicant. So let's see what the gods have given us today. For 85 here, we actually have a choice between, well, someone who's got 3 interests and someone who's only got 2. This one looks like an amazing tidier, and this one would look like an amazing builder or digger. You know what? We've done most of our digging already. So please say hello to duplicant patron Griff Ballin at number 85. Well, Griff, welcome to the team. You'll be going straight into gophering for now. Everyone will probably be getting reassigned at a later date, but that's just the way the cookie crumbles. We have, as you can see, we have an awful lot of dupes taking up the scheduling in here. We'll just, we'll stick Griff Ballin in right there. We're almost all the way up to the top. Sometimes the duplicants just manage to build themselves into the best places. Good job, Emil. Good job. Hey, don't look so happy about it. Never mind, we can clean this up and get it all done again. I did that God knows how long ago, and that poor duplicant has been trapped in there for a while. Don't stand around, go do something. There's got to be something to build around here. Okay, we'll get that mopped up, we'll get everyone back in place, and I think next step we'll be firing this up once we've got enough water prepped into the system and we're ready to... Oh, actually, wait, I gotta do some other minor water modifications. I, of course, got a little bit sidetracked for a while, but we've got some bleach stone in here, so that's chlorinating up. We'll have our food storage nice and safe. At the same time, this was not melting fast enough, so we've taken all of the water from down here and we're just going to dump it into this ice biome to speed up the melting. This entire right-hand side of the map needs to go. We need to melt a lot of it. It all needs to get out of the way because we've got to put a rocket chimney in there. Though I don't think we can start the rocket chimney until we've cleared out the space biome because we need to start farming shovels for food. But then again, we do need water. You know what? There's too many things we need all at the same time. But what we've got to deal with now is another duplicant has come along. We're up to our 86th duplicant. Let's see what our choices are. Well, I really don't like loud sleepers, but they are a quick learner with machine and construction. That would make an excellent mechatronics engineer. Yeah, no, I got to go with the mechatronics engineer. So say hello to Betsy. Now, this gets strange. If you try and pronounce it's lips in English, but if you pronounce it in Spanish, it's lipes. So I choose to pronounce that Betsy Lipes. So, Betsy Lipes, I presume you're Spanish because that's the Spanish pronunciation. Welcome to the team, duplicant 86. Oh, God. But with that duplicant on board, just let me set up the scheduling and then we'll immediately fire this up. Let's go through its features, shall we? The water that's coming up here to feed these electrolyzers, we've siphoned some off. Well, when I say siphoned, any excess that we're not using will get sent over here and dumped into our liquid storage tank here. Both of our cool steam vents are also dumping directly in there, so all the water from there goes straight in there if at all possible. At the same time, all that water goes up here and is going to be pumped into our electrolyzers. You know what? Let's hook those up now. So that will electrolyze the water. Where do we get the power for that? Well, the power is originally going to come from down here, all of these coal generators. We have about 693 tons of coal. We should be fine for a while. Now, the hydrogen that comes out of this will originally be dumped off into nowhere because it's going to be a mix of gunk, but eventually it will go down here and will be fed into these things. Well, let's just start it up, shall we? Water should be flowing, electrolyzers should be electrolyzing, and gases should be flowing. Perfect. Okay, so that's our two electrolyzers up and running. They're going to start pumping out oxygen. The oxygen is going to come out pretty hot, but it will go immediately through here. This here is sort of our ice brick. Well, not really. It's mostly metal, so there doesn't have a huge amount of thermal capacity, but enough that it'll help out. Then you've got this up here, which is providing the cooling for it. Then all of that oxygen flows all the way through here. It dumps off into the surrounding area if it backs up. But first it's got to fill up all these atmosuit docks. We have, yes, 8, 16, yep, there's 16 in each row, so it's 48 dupes can fit inside this little base. Now, when it comes to filling these up with oxygen, I went with a slightly different system to my normal one. What normally happens, I find, is the front suits get taken first, and then when people come back, they always drop off their suits in the first available dock. So they normally take from the front and drop off to the front. So to go with that, what I've done is the first 2 suits are plugged into the oxygen line, and then it kind of skips those and goes to 2 suits later. So it's sort of like a little weave where the primary oxygen flow goes into the first 4 suits, and then the next 4 suits, and then the next 4 suits, and then the next 4 suits. That way the front is always getting the most oxygen. Yeah, it just seemed like the best way to do it. After all of my playing around, I thought we'd give this a go, and we need some atmosuits, don't we? We built an awful lot of atmosuits in the background. It took an awful lot of reed fiber, but we have 48 atmosuits. Only problem is we have to go deliver. I am getting much faster at that. We have 48 suits coming along. You will be noticing we've got some gunk in the pipes. That's bound to happen. There's going to be a little bit of hydrogen that gets caught up with it. Let's see what's happening here. Ooh, wow, that's a big mess of hydrogen oxygen. We'll just let that flow for a while. And why are those gas pumps not pumping? Why are you not pumping? You should be pumping like crazy. I'm going to keep an eye on you. Don't let me catch you slacking off again. Alright, once that stabilizes, we'll immediately cut off, do some... no! Does anyone notice the problem? Anyone? Okay, you people who've been shouting at the screen for the last 5 minutes, I apologize. I'll go fix those open doors that I left open like a muppet. Alright, start it up again. We've got it all sealed up. Now it should hopefully even out in a bit. Actually, the top one's already done. Bottom one is now evened out too. So that means we've got nothing but hydrogen coming out. Well, we will in a minute once we clear the last of that. Once that's done. We good? Yeah, I think we're clear. Sever that. All the hydrogen can go down to the next section and go through there for a weird sort of magical cooling loop. As in, it destroys its own heat. Now, let's make sure no one walls themselves in there. We should be golden. Oxygen? Oh, yes, there we go. Nice piles of oxygen flowing through. Temperature? Yep, looking good. What temperature is that oxygen coming out at? 20, 20, 20, 20, 20. Oh, 20 across the board. Coming in at 50, 50-ish plus 15 change. Yep, I'm going to call that a nice, even, excellent, perfect, super build. I'm really happy with that. That took an awful lot of time and planning. You have no idea how much time and planning went into the background to make sure when that turned on it started working and who was suffocating. Okay. They have disappeared. Fine. At the same time, with all of that being melted, we're also down here, and we're going to dig into this ice biome. But first, sorry about the pan and zoom. We are going to have to start sealing this in, and I forgot to cover some of the extra features, didn't I? First one is the polluted water. When anyone uses the toilets or the carbon skimmers, all the polluted water comes up here, and it tries to go into the toilets and sinks and the carbon skimmers. When it's unable to do that, it overflows along here. After it's been sieved, of course, it overflows along here and gets sent across and dumped into our oxygen production facility. As well as that, it's got priority flow, meaning it will be accepted first, meaning so long as there's anyone consuming oxygen, there's somewhere for the water to go. If there's no one consuming oxygen in here, then, you know, they're all dead and no one's using the toilets anyway, so it'll be fine. Well, that's the theory. And that should keep our oxygen system flowing nice and neatly. Now comes the fun part. Now we have to seal... Well, no, we can't seal this up just yet. We have to wait until all of these docks fill. Once all of those docks are filled, we can seal up the front here, set our atmosphere checkpoint exits, and then we have to select 48 duplicants to live in here. We will also want to move all our barbecue in here, I think. Actually, you know what? That's a good idea. Let's move all our barbecue now. Before we can get around to filling that with barbecue, though, we have a minor problem, and that would be the suffocation of Grogden Freeman. They've managed to capture themselves in here. I presume they came in from the top, and now they're trapped. Well, first things first, let's make that a high priority dig to get them out of there. Same time, you know what, if we get another ladder segment right there, do we have any igneous rock? Actually, with that, we'll make that a priority 1. And then we'll make sure that they have some building materials to do it with. No, don't worry about that one. You're running it. Stop that. No, what, why? No. Worry about that ladder segment. Come on. Come on. Come on. Never mind, you're gonna dig your way out. That's fine. Just hurry up. Okay, now run for oxygen. Oh wow, that's actually a long distance to run. Can you make it? Go, 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 go. Faster, 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 faster. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. I'll just be a little bit more careful down here. To help prevent future accidents, we've installed a few oxygen diffusers that should hopefully cut down on future problems. We're also going to cut in from the bottom here as well. Get some more oxygen into this area. Oh, and barbecue-wise, where were we? Oh, we check on our barbecue section. Where is it? Ooh, it zoomed out way too far. Ooh. Barbecue in here. We set this up to manually accept barbecue, so all the barbecue is getting dumped into that section. This is kind of what we want. So far, no one is allowed to eat barbecue, so if we put all the barbecue in here and then switch everyone who moves here to barbecue, they will have to come here to eat. And then if we make it so that the only people allowed into these bathrooms are the 48 duplicants that live in here, that means the only people that will come in here to eat and use the bathrooms will be these 48 duplicants, and we will have to exclude those 48 duplicants from using the bathrooms down here. Otherwise, things will get really confusing. They might end up using the bathrooms down here, but eating up there, or eating down here and using the bathrooms up there. It will get all sorts of... No. So, everyone who's eating barbecue will live in here and use these bathrooms, and everyone who's not eating barbecue and living on mushrooms will eat downstairs. We are going to have to get our hands, though, on some shovels soon, because we will not be able to produce enough barbecue to feed 48 people without shovels. But once we've got them all in atmo suits, we can conquer space. Now, why are those out of power? One piece of missing wire. Come on, people. I mean, duplicants. I think we are going to take all this water and dump it on this ice biome just to help speed up the melting. There's not really that much food in there anyway. We have a few sleep wheat grains and bits and bobs lying around the place, but nothing we care too much about. We just want that gone so we can place in a rocket chimney instead. And up top, we are almost done on the atmosuit docks. They are almost all completely filled. Just we're working on the last 2 to 4 docks. But we have another duplicant to add to the team. So, who's it going to be today? Well, would you look at Max there? They've got gastrophobia, which is not allergies. Allergies we definitely don't want. So, Max, your name is now Ralph, after Patreon/duplicant number 87. Ralph, I would like to thank you for having a very easy to pronounce name that was very easy for me to figure out. I didn't even have to look up any pronunciations or anything. Welcome to the team, Ralph. We'll get you sorted out on a new schedule soon enough. I never really get tired of the water mechanics in this game, just for pouring stuff about the place and getting it out of your way. Okay, you Drecos might want to get out of there. You're gonna... You know what? It's fine. Do what you're gonna do. Is that... Oh, for a second there, I thought that was going to be one of those infinite compression loops. You can happen occasionally where you just naturally get an infinite compressor on the map. It's rare, but... Anyway, let's skip this forward a bit. Alright, enough faffing about down here. That will take care of itself. Oh, no, we'll extend that stairs down a bit. That will take care of itself over time once the melting kicks in. What we have to worry about now is this extremely painful part of the move. We need to get all of our duplicants in here, and we need them to get them to stay in here, get in here, and stay in here for one cycle. Well, that's probably the easiest way to do it. I mean, otherwise we can go through and we can manually change their cots for 48 of them. So we'd have to pick out who we want and lots of manual stuff. Or we could just go in here, select the first 48 duplicants and make sure only they are allowed in. We'll just go with the first 48. If we run into any problems, it's fine. I'm sure we'll have enough cooks and things. It'll be good. Then we make sure that only those 48 are allowed in, no one else is, but those 48 aren't allowed out. And then after they stay here overnight, they won't be able to access anything but the internal facilities, and they should change their beds maybe, and their dining areas, mess tables. Oh, that reminds me, is this actually a dining area now? Yes. Great hall. Perfect. Great hall. Perfect. Bathrooms. Oh, and we're going to have to make sure all of their schedules are offset so they don't over... Oh, God, yes. This is going to be an awful lot of manual checking. 48 duplicates later. That's how many are all allowed in one way. Now we just have to get them in here. Also, we'll have to change all those 48 duplicates so that only they are allowed to eat barbecue. If we switch them all to barbecue and turn off everything else for them, then they should only be able to eat in here, which means they'll have to come in here to get their food, and then they're trapped in here. Now only our top 48 dupes, or our first 48 dupes, are allowed to dine there or eat barbecue. Everyone else can eat anything but barbecue. And then one final encouragement for them. Let's make sure we dump them all. Make sure none of them can access these toilets. That will definitely discourage them. Now they can only leave those bathrooms. Okay, all of that effort, and they should hopefully start migrating. And what is that doing there? What? Did someone have an accident? No, never mind. That is just regular polluted water. Maybe something melted. Probably ice up here. Yeah, well, that is a whole mess. Alright, everyone should start slowly migrating over here, but it's going to take a turn. I was in one full cycle before everyone goes in and gets trapped in there. Once we have all 48, then we can open this place up again. And then we have, well, a whole bunch of dupes that are in atmo suits that can do the job. We can send them anywhere. Oh, but we will need to disable the oil biome access. We don't want any of them getting into atmo suits down here, so no one is allowed in here anymore. At all. The reason we don't want anyone going in there at all is because if any of our dupes come down here in atmo suits, pass through here in them, and then when they return back, they won't be able to get out, or they'll end up dropping them off, or it will cause complications. So once we have got everyone in, we will then rip out these entire atmosuit docks so they won't cause confusion, and then we can use those 48 dupes to make sure that, well, any sites that need access that require an atmosuit, they can do it all on their own. Alright, let me skip this forward, and hopefully this won't be too horrible. Though I am afraid that they will come in here, get trapped, and then they won't choose new beds and they'll just sleep on the ground, but yeah, we'll find out. Yeah, they're just sitting on the ground. Okay, in that case, we will have to clean all of the beds and all of the dining chairs, as in we'll have to go into each one of them and unassign them. Ugh. The micromanaging this game is going to kill me. Alright, after going through several dozen tables, I eventually figured out a faster method of doing this that actually makes things much quicker. Select one bed. Go find out who's in it. Doesn't matter who it is. Unassign them. Then go to the next one. Assign them to that bed. Unassign them. And then repeat ad nauseum. Eventually, you'll get all of them. They'll pick another cot somewhere, it's fine. And when I say ad nauseum, yes, you are going to be at this for a while. I don't think the game was really designed for this sort of a huge amount of duplicate management. It definitely reveals some slight kinks in the management procedures, but all of that done, we should hopefully have our duplicates up here finally getting themselves sorted. Well, come on, are you going to... Oh, we got a few beds assigned, we got a few dining tables assigned. We'll give this a whole day and see what happens. So close. We have everyone assigned to a bed except... Wait, Julian. Why are you sleeping on the ground? There's a bed there for you somewhere. All the beds are assigned. What the... So frustrating. Okay, so one bed is missing and one mess table. So I've got to figure out who's supposed to have this mess table and who's supposed to have this bed. It's just driving me crazy. It was Matt. Matt Kowalski, you were the one that would not take your seat. Okay, we've got everyone seated. Julian, it turns out, was just a narcoleptic. So I think we finally managed to get everyone in here. This is all sorted. At last we can start doing space. And we can open up the oil biome again. And second of all, we fix the doors. Time to let them all loose. Yeah, go on. Oh, yep. Game's going to save while about 15 of them are all trying to get into the atmosuit docks at the same time. This can only go well. Yep, there we go. We now have an army of duplicates in atmo suits. Oh, beautiful. Okay, time to do space. Oh, wait, no. Fix oil biome first, then do space. To make space exploration nice and simple, we've just stuck in a pneumatic door here, and the only people allowed up here are the 48 from the microbase. Now, actually, we could make a second microbase. Nope, but not yet. First, we got to get space, and we got to start farming those shovels, and we got to start farming regolith as well, so we can feed the shovels and expand their population rapidly. So, straight up, and how much steel do we have? 62 tons. Yep, that should be enough. You know what? Let's start stockpiling steel near here. We can have the indoor dupes take care of that. They can drop off the steel into that storage bin. Before we can get too far into the space biome, though, we do have to pay the bills. By that I mean, we got to hire another duplicate. Alright, let's see what we've got. Well, 2 bottomless stomachs don't instill confidence, so that leaves us with a germ-resistant, night owl pacifist who's got a really good at medicine. You're going to become a gopher, I'm afraid. We've already got one doctor, Dr. Sexy, and we don't need another one. So we've got CRC Elite. CRC Elite will be duplicant / patron number 88. Okay. Nope. Almost printed the wrong one there. CRC Elite /88, but I am out of time. It's taken me too long to record all of this. There's just been a lot going on, especially getting this little base up and running. It's worked out quite nicely. A couple of things I may have not covered so well. This is where all the barbecue is now cooked. We have disabled barbecue cooking at the other locations back at the starting location. This is to store meat. This is the only place to store meat on the entire map, so if any animals die anywhere, all their meat will be brought here. It can be cooked in these grills, and then the moment they're cooked, they're dumped into this conveyor loader. This conveyor loader has a priority of 7, so they will immediately get swept up by the auto sweeper and dumped in here and stored in our little chlorine environment where they're kept nice and safe and will never go off. However, this little fridge here is set to pick up 10 kilos of this stuff. This means there's always 10 kilos of meat that is accessible by our dupes. Our dupes can't access this, but they can access the fridge. So our dupes pick up the barbecue from here and go eat it, and it gets restocked from this location. However, do you know that little annoying problem where they drop barbecue on the ground or whatever food on the ground? Well, this conveyor loader is set for allow manual use. So our dupes, if they find any barbecue lying around the map or printed out of a gateway, let's say, it would all be brought here and dumped into this conveyor loader where it gets dumped into here, where they can't access it anymore. This prevents infinite loops. And since the priority on this is 8 on the fridge, they won't take it out of the fridge. Since the fridge is a higher priority than the conveyor loader, we just end up with no loose barbecue lying around the map. It's all stored nice and safely inside that location. Just one of those nice little things. Now, once we get our hands on some shovels, we are going to fill this place up with eggs, just absolutely to the gills with eggs, and this whole place will become self-sufficient on shovels. That'll be starvation ranched. But that will be next episode. I think we've done quite well. All we need now is about 2 more of these and a rocket chimney to provide the water, and we're good. Yeah, that's going to be easy. Anyway, I should really point out, I'm only getting out about an episode every 2 days. It's just, it takes a lot of time to get these up anymore. So, yeah, I'm afraid that's just going to be the way it is. About an episode every 2 days. That kind of suits my schedule, though. So that means the days will start rolling forward. Apologies if that's inconvenient, but I hope you enjoyed and good luck.